What is going on, guys? GregglesTV. This is the Elephone U. It is a phone that you can buy on GearBest for $390, and it's got some really, decent specs at that. So let's go through what comes in the box first. Well, first you get your Elephone phone, and it comes in this like metallic blue color, and it looks very Galaxy phone. It's got, kind of curved edges and just a really sleek and shiny design. Really nice looking phone. And then you get your charger. The charger that comes with it is one for EU. So you'll either have to use an adapter if you're here in the States or just use another type of charger. It does come with a USB Type-C cable. You also get an adapter. Since there's no headphone jack, you get an adapter to plug into the USB port and use your headphone there. It does come with a see-through kind of bendy case, and then you also get a manual on how to use the phone. You get a SIM card ejector, and then also you get a screen protector, which is not tempered glass. That's more of those film ones, so it'll protect against scratches. But anyways, let's talk about the phone now. So spec-wise, with the phone, you get a MediaTek MT6763 Octacore processor, 6 gigabytes of RAM. So that's tons of RAM here. 128 gigabytes of storage, definitely plenty of storage. The front camera is 8 megapixel. The rear cameras, which are dual, are both 13 megapixels. And then networks, you can see it has GSM, CDMA, has a bunch of bands that you can use with this. And then the display is 5.99. Basically 6-inch display with full HD plus display with an 18:9 aspect ratio. It's an AMOLED display. The battery is 3620 milliamps, runs Android 7.1.1, USB Type-C. And then taking a closer look at the phone, like I said earlier, you can see edge-to-edge display, not really any bezels at all. It really looks a lot like a Samsung phone. On the front, and then on the back you get this metallic kind of look to it with the dual camera. You get your fingerprint sensor right here, just kind of like you would with the new Samsung phone kind of. And then on the bottom here you get looks like two speakers. We'll test if it's stereo or not. USB Type-C, and then you get your SIM card ejector tray up there at the top. On the side you get your power button, volume up and down, and then nothing over here. So unlocking the phone, you can see the fingerprint sensor works really, really well. And let's lower this brightness just a little bit and give you a better look at the phone. And it's basically stock Android on this phone, which is, if you're into stock Android, it's gonna be great for you, which I am, so I love that. And I put the Pixel launcher on here, so you can see you got the Pixel launcher. And then when you swipe down, let's go through the menus first. You have all the same menus you would expect to have on any Android phones. You have, all your controls for your Wi-Fi and your battery and your auto rotate. You get your flashlight, airplane mode, Bluetooth, data connection. So let's go into settings just to give you a better look at what the customized settings they added to the phone. They have buttons here. This is kind of interesting, actually. So they have the virtual keys at the bottom here, and you can change those to different looks. You can see at the bottom they change. If you like them to look a little bit different, you can choose that. They have some weird looking ones in here. I like the normal ways. You can also flip-flop them if you like the back button on the right instead of on the left, and vice versa. You can do that. The other thing they do, which is kind of like an iPhone, if I turn off virtual keys, I'll show you. See, I swiped up to go to the home screen. Now, let's say I have the store open. If I press swipe up from the left, it's going to go back. See? So it does kind of like an iPhone thing, and this will bring up recent apps. So it's kind of cool if you're into that. If you're into like a different kind of look of the phone, this does it, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, you can just go back in here, go into buttons, and change these back so that they're normal again. And then let's go back into settings. What else have we got? So display. You can change the color, temperature, mirror vision, which is display, picture quality optimization. I don't even know what the hell that is. So I looked at it for a second and I was like, whatever. Pocket mode prevents misoperation when placed in your pocket. You can change the wallpaper. Go to sleep, font size. You can cast, you can change the fonts, notifications, sounds, apps, storage. So you can see I barely have any apps on here, and it's only using 8.64 gigs of 128 gigs. So you have tons of extra storage right off with the phone. It looks like it's pretty good with memory management. Look, it's only using 2 gigabytes of the 6 gigabytes. A lot of the time when you see like, say a Samsung phone, that number will be pretty damn high, even when you don't have that many apps open. You got full screen mode if you need to mess with that to make sure the apps go full screen rather than just a little bit, just because of the aspect ratio. DuraSpeed helps boost the foreground app by restricting background apps. Some notifications may be postponed or not. So basically, you can increase the performance of the phone by, you know, making other apps kind of like go to bed and not work. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but maybe you'd want to. Surface side screen, the position of the touchscreen on the side. Surface side screen. Let's see if this does anything. Oh, there you go. So swipes in. There it goes. You can swipe in some different like notifications in your settings menu if you need to on that. That's pretty much it on here in terms of like extra stuff that you do. I did turn on developer options just to decrease the animations ever so slightly so that I can make the phone feel like uber fast. But yeah, so. And like I said, it has a lot of the same Android kind of like things that you would have on. If you want dual screen, it has it. Like, so I can do that and then open up. Maybe I want to open up my messages. So I can do that and, you know, use this as I need to, like with dual screen, which is nice that it has that. It's really just a basic, you know, vanilla Android experience, which you don't always get that with Chinese phones. Let's check out next. I talked about the speakers earlier, so let me open up YouTube and play a video so that you can hear what videos sound like. So I got YouTube loaded up. Let me choose a video right here. Put this on.
Needs to think about data inside.
We got commercials here. Let's skip out of that.
2018 is the first event.
All right, here we go.
What's going on, guys? GregglesTV. This is the Mega Blast.
So there's a speaker at the.
Bluetooth speaker with Amazon.
Yeah, the speakers.
It goes for about $250.
So there's really only one speaker. It's not stereo speakers on it. But also just to give you a look at what this screen looks like. You can zoom in all the way to see what. No, the screen looks good. I mean, it's a 1080p plus display, but you can see the colors are nice. It gets. This is pretty low right now, but it does get nice and bright. So I'm liking the screen for sure. It looks really nice. And the speakers sound like relatively clear and loud. Like, they're definitely not the best speakers I've heard, but they definitely sound pretty damn good. Also, just overall performance, I wouldn't say it's like the most snappy phone. It's definitely not the slowest phone I've used either. It's not using a Snapdragon processor, so it doesn't have the creme de la creme processor or an Exynos processor. It's really just the processor that, it's a MediaTek processor. They're not known for the best processors, but you know, overall performance for $389, it's definitely, it's not too bad. Oh, also the camera. I wanted to talk about that. I'll post some pictures to show you what it looks like. The camera's not amazing, but you can see it gets the job done for a kid or somebody like that. It definitely is not too bad. And then let me show you a video that I recorded with the camera.
Booyah, this is what the front camera. Elephone? This is what the front camera looks like with the Elephone, running some video. This is where you can hear what it sounds like. Does it sound good? Let me know.
So it doesn't sound bad. It works pretty good. And then the back camera.
Is the phone, you know, worth it?
This probably looks better. I just didn't hit like the focus button, but you know, just to give you an idea, everything works pretty fine with the camera. Like I said, it's not the best. It's not the worst for sure, but you know, it gets the job done for sure. If you're for a kid or a parent that just wants to get a photo, you know, it definitely has HDR. Just to show you, the camera's really simple. You either have pictures or you have video. So if you want to take a picture of this, you can tap. And you also have, let's see if this is it. So we have modes here. You can go to normal, you can go to stereo, which, whatever. And then you also have, oops, go back into there. You also have, you can panorama, you can do night photos. You can go in here and you can change the AF mode to multi-zone. You can change it to RAW if you want. You can go to self-timer. You can change the picture size. let's see, and then video. And then when you go to video, it has some different modes that you can play with. You just hit video and then hit this little wand over here, and you can change it to blackboard or negative or none. You know, if you like playing with different filters, it has some filters in here to play with. And then same thing with normal stereo with the camera. If you go in here, you can change the video quality all the way up to 1080p. It's by default set to 720p. But otherwise, yeah, the camera's okay. Like it's definitely not a strong point. And I think the strong point to this phone definitely is the look of the phone. It's a really nice looking phone. Like, I think if I handed this to somebody, they would think like, hey, the phone's pretty damn nice. It's relatively fast. The camera is okay. The speakers are okay. The price is pretty competitive at $389. You're getting a 6 gigabyte 6 gigabytes of RAM inside this phone. You're getting 128 gigabytes of storage. So you're definitely getting some premium ass specs for this phone. So if you want to pick it up, I'm going to link it down below. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you down the road. Peace!